Hello, I'm Umbrenero, and welcome back to Umbrenero's Life. Today's video is Painting Magic Art for My Husband, Part 7. It is time for the next part of this series, and I gotta say, when I started recording this part, I made a decision. And I'm going to end up sticking with the decision until the end of the series. And basically, the first half of this video is getting this painting here, which was officially the third one farther. That's the first half of this video. Second half is actually working on the painting that was supposed to be this video. And I decided I want to get as much done as I can in these videos. And I still have 2 more canvases that need a lot of work because all they have is the symbol in the center done. And I don't want half of the video of the next video to be working on the forest painting. So, I made a decision to go through and start doing a lot of the big block coloring for the project. And in this one, I went through, and as you can see here, I was putting in some of the lighter color, started trying to do some shading, and it's like, alright, that's kind of what I want, but also not exactly how I want this. And there's a lot of detail that still ended up needing to happen. Like this first part of adding highlights and all of that, it was what it was, and there was only so much I could do at that point. And I knew I had to do it on both colors, so figuring out the balance and everything there, it took a bit. But I can say I did get a little bit farther on it than I could have. But I did not complete this one, the painting for the plains, in this video. My goal is in the final video to show you the final look of the ones that are not finished in their videos. And I feel like doing it that way gives me a little bit less stress of having to get some of these recorded so quickly together. Like, a little behind the scenes thing is the next one, the mountains video, actually comes out on August 21st. This video went up on August 16th. So I have 4 days to get the next one to an appropriate spot where I'm okay with being paused on painting it. Because the final video of the series doesn't come out till September 18th, which gives me time. But I need to get there first. And the way I gotta get there is by getting some of these to a point right where I can work on them in between other videos. So, there's a lot that needed to get done, and I tried to do as much as I could in the hours I was working on this. Like, there's a lot of detail work that I knew I was going to start putting into here, and this is part of it. I wanted the deeper shadow in between each of these scales, and just getting it to do what I wanted correctly, that took a while. And I knew this was going to become a challenge because I have a very specific look I was wanting for this one, and there's only so much you can do in a day, especially before you start getting frustrated with yourself, before you start becoming somewhat perfectionistic, and I don't want to be a perfectionist. So I had to work with what I could do. And I did start putting some of the little details in on here, and it's like, nope, I gotta focus. I need to get the scales to have their shadow underneath them, just to help make that differentiation be actually there. So this was a lot of just back and forth of trying to get as much done as I could, and I just kept on going. Like, yeah, you can't really see what I'm doing at the bottom there, but I'm doing the same thing on the scales that go up the other side of the eye. And it's like, using my reference, I was able to determine, alright, this is one that is on top of this one, and so forth. Just getting that mapped into place did end up helping a lot, because when this is done, it's going to look pretty neat. I'm actually pretty excited for how this one will turn out. But like I was saying, there's only so much you can do in a day. And I also get distracted with like 8 other things and want to go do 8 other things. So, as you see here, I flipped and I actually started putting in the little scales around the iris, around the eyeball itself. And I just wanted these to kind of be free-flowing, just unique to what they are. Because I didn't want to go overboard and do such extremely detailed, and also my brush wasn't letting me make as small of circles as I was hoping for, so I had to work with what I had available. But I knew what I was gonna do, and I just started going. I went with the flow, didn't fully get finished with putting in all of the shadows on this day, but I can say they're almost done. They will be done for the final video, that I can guarantee. But I just wanted to keep going and get as much done as I could. And looking back at this now, it's like, some of this looks like a spider web of how I'm designing the little scales around the eye itself. And when I think about my reference photo, it's like, alright, that actually gives this a little extra bit of uniqueness. And it's like, in the dark purple area, I didn't want to do like I was everywhere else. I wanted it unique. So I did different pattern. But as you can see, you didn't get to see all of it, because the rest is going to be a surprise. On to the painting that this video is supposed to be out. The forest lands. And I will admit, I may have put a little bit too much paint down immediately. I should have probably put 1/3 of what I did. But I was able to get some nice little effects with this that I did want to have in here. And it ended up doing what I wanted. So I'll take it. But I kind of wanted a tie-dyed yellow-green center for the pupil. And as I'm doing this, I'm like, alright, this is getting to be too much yellow. And I have like a gold color in there too, and it's like, okay, well, I want this is land. This land is forest, it's green. So I knew I had to start getting the green in here a bit more, but it took a little bit of time. And I can say the extra paint did not go to waste. I actually put it onto the center piece of this painting. So I did have a use for it. And I did purposely leave a little gap between the symbol of forest and the rest of the eye, because I wanted there to be like a glow from behind the tree slightly, especially in the areas that were a lot more yellow. And I just went with the flow and let the paint do what it wanted. And it actually turned out kind of neat with the end. Like, I might go in and do some extra little things, but as of right now, I like the brightness that it brings out for this. And now onto the thing that took me well over an hour when I was doing this. I had it sketched onto my canvas of where I wanted certain things, and I was looking at my reference going, okay, well, I want this to be a lighter area. I want this to be more of this tone. And the details I want to do for this painting are different than all the others. And I wanted to have the base color set for all of the areas before I really started working on it. So, what you're going to see for the rest of this video is me filling in the entire background of the canvas. As in, all of the parts of the canvas that are white are going to be a shade of green. And in the final video of this series, you're going to see the final look of this, because I'm not going to spoil it by doing some of the details in the next video. No, I'm going to wait until the final video for you to see it. Does that mean that I'm waiting until the final video to finish filming it? No. Like, as soon as this video is posted, I'm probably already recording some of that final video, doing some of these little details, because I want to get ahead. I want to have stuff coming out frequently. And I figured having these blocked areas of color is going to help me, especially with the amount of detail I do want in this one. And there's going to be a lot of things that are going to look pretty neat once it's done. Like, this is one I'm slightly excited for, because some of the ideas I have are a little different, but hopefully they'll work. And one of the other big things is I was trying to come up with various different shades of green that would work for the areas they were needed. Like, I needed one that was very dark, but I didn't want it too bright of a green, and I wanted it to be more toned down and everything. And there's only so much you can get when you start doing some of these experiments. Like, I wanted a good olive color for certain areas, and yes, I did do a little bit of mapping out while I was painting and just thinking as I went, because that's how my brain was working. But it is what it is. I'm excited for how this does end up. Like, I have so many things that I can't wait to do to this. And some of the things are going to look strange, but they're going to be worth it in the end. So I'm going to let you watch the rest of this without me blabbing. And you get to wonder, how am I going to turn this painting that doesn't look the best at this stage into something that is going to look a lot better. But you'll see that in September and how it turns up. So, thanks for watching, and if you could like and subscribe, it would be greatly appreciated. Again, thank you for watching, and until next time, I am Umbrenero. Bye!